Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. Today's video is going to be on a topic that you might find a bit triggering. Literally, the topic is triggers. Well, what is a spiritual trigger anyway? A trigger is something, an event, something that's said, something that goes on in your life that just hits a nerve within you that sparks this emotional response in you, or this reaction. And many times this trigger doesn't even have anything to do with what is coming up to be felt. So the event that happened may not even be, the reason that you're feeling everything you're feeling. Now, it might be, but not always. So triggers are some of our very best teachers. They teach us so much about ourselves, so much. And it's hard to look at ourselves. It's not always easy to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what is my part in this? What is my part in this? What did I do that I need to take ownership of? Let's just say, for example, there's been a riff with your cousin. Let's just say that. And you're kind of sideways with them, or you're a lot sideways with them. And you had a verbal altercation of some sort. Well, you both got really mad. You both got really hurt. You both got deeply hurt, because there's a lot of love there. And so you're both triggered, and you're both pulled away, and you're both guarded, and you're both, you got your boxing gloves on, you're ready. You're like, don't you throw another punch at me. You know how it is. When you get hurt, you get your feelings hurt, and you get defensive and all of these things. Okay, triggers. All of these feelings that come up when something happens. Many times a trigger, whatever the case may be, whatever the event was that got your attention, that's what a trigger will do. It will get your attention. And I mean, triggers will shake you. They can shake you into things that happened in your past. They can shake you into old wounds that you still carry about things that happened. Triggers are very powerful and painful. So it's important when you are triggered to really look at yourself and ask yourself, and ask God, ask the universe, what are you trying to show me? What are you trying to teach me here? What do I need to personally look at and own in this situation? What do I need to be accountable for? What would I change? Do I owe an apology? And if you do, give it. And give it with sincerity. Apologies given without that real sincerity, you know when an apology is genuine. So if you owe an apology, give it, because that in itself, that act is an act of love, and that act is very, very important. So triggers, you're not going to go through your life and not be triggered. You may be, let's just say you're driving down the road and somebody pulls out in front of you and shoots you the bird. Okay, let's just say that's what they do. You're like, here you are gasping, slamming on your brakes, and you're like, what was that? And why did I get the bird for doing, what's going on here? So you feel all of this emotion, all of this stuff is bubbling up. Okay, the thing is, many times all of these feelings that you're feeling are connected to something else that's not even related to the guy that pulled out in front of you. And that's a fact right there. Most of the time, triggers go deeper. Triggers are about you, not the other person. They're about you. So remember that when you're triggered. Don't beat yourself up for being triggered. Try to feel the feelings. Try to allow the feelings to flow, to surface, to come through you. If you need to feel anger, feel it in a productive way, the most productive way you can. If you need to cry and shed tears, please do so. That's that energy moving, which is what we want. We want the energy moving so that we can feel and transmute what is going on within us. And I will be honest with you, many times when we are triggered, until we really look at it, we don't even know why. We don't know what the real reason is. Now, I can point my finger all day at the guy that pulled out in front of me, but really it goes deeper most of the time. So that's what I need to look at spiritually. Those are the things I need to meditate on and pray about. What is this about? What is this about? Show me, illuminate this for me. So triggers are a very, very interesting spiritual subject, and they're uncomfortable, so nobody likes to be triggered. We just, if you trigger someone, most of the time when we trigger people, most of the time, it's not on purpose. We don't do it on purpose. We're either saying something that we needed to say, or we were joking with somebody, or what. I mean, it could be so many things, but it's usually not an intentional act. Now, here's something else that you might find triggering. How the person reacts or responds is none of your business. Yeah. For real. It's none of your business. I've had so many spiritual teachers to reinforce this teaching within me, and it's true. How a person reacts to something is not your business. That's them. And however they feel, that's their feelings. And their feelings are valid. Their feelings are valid, just like yours are. Individuals are going to feel what they need to feel on this journey of life, on the ascension path. They're going to feel these things the way that they need to evolve. So triggers. Have you been triggered lately? Has anybody pulled your trigger? Energies are really, really intense right now. Really intense, and I do expect them to be this way through the end of the year. So pay attention to how you react or respond to situations, people, places, and things. Try to choose love. Try to choose love in all instances. Try to take the high road. Try to really, really look at your part in things, even if it takes a while and takes time. And it usually does to process a really deep trigger. It can take time. So take that time for yourself. Honor that time. And, it is really, it's a beautiful act of self-love to be able to ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this? What do I need to learn from this? What do I need to change, improve upon? What do I need to look at? What do I need to put under the microscope and examine about myself? Because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect in this beautiful, beautiful world. So triggers. Have you been triggered lately? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear if you've been triggered lately and how you handled it and what you did about it. You may have done nothing, but Becca wants to know. And so in the meantime, I will catch you guys on my next video.